Good morning. It's Roger Lewis here from Homatics, and welcome to this broadcast, which is examining the withdrawal or pulling up of the housing ladder. These slides analyse what we're going to talk about. Post-2000, after the Millennium celebrations, a year 2K bug appeared in the UK property market, which has been repeated everywhere in the G7. This year 2K bug decimated the affordable housing sector, both for people that wanted to buy starter homes and people who wanted to rent affordable housing. The effect of pulling up the housing ladder behind those at the top has left Millennials, Generation X, Generation Z, stranded in a desert of student debt and ever-increasing rentals. At Homatics, what this presentation starts off with is the mapping of the breakdown of the market from 1995 all the way up to 2022. The average price has changed. Effectively, it shows a migration of value and activity to the top half of the housing ladder. That's which I define as rungs 50 to 100. So this is a quick demonstration of the slides which I'm going to go through and talk in more depth about what I see happening here. And where we are at now. So if I just pause this video here, and if we just look, this UK house prices from the year you were born to today starts off in the early 60s, and it's got sort of topical news stories with each year, and then it says what the average price etc. was for each year, what it was in old money and what it was in terms of inflation adjusted to 2021 values when this article appeared. And then this here is that data from 1975 up to 2019. So these are real UK house prices adjusted for inflation. So in 1975, in today's money, a house would cost you £100,000. That same house, average house, in 2019 would cost you just shy of 250,000. And the peak in this graph here is in 2008, which is before the global financial crisis, where you can see the average house price peaked at £275,000, this dot here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this back across here, which is my browser, and I am going to, this is the one. So this is a PDF of those slides that went through quickly to give you an idea of the shifting. So just to explain this on the first slide here, 1995 house prices averaged £51,245,000, which is around £100,000 in today's money. Okay, now all this data I extracted from the land registry. You can run an inquiry, and this is for England and Wales alone, and it bands the number of transactions. So this is the volume of transactions here on the left by value band. So here, this blue band here is the 40 to 50,000 pounds band, which is here. And here's the spreadsheet that this is all in. So if I just go up to the top of the spreadsheet here to explain a little more. So it's the housing market banded country England and Wales by district, old and new build properties from 1995 to May 2022. And you can see these are the bands, and this is the number of individual transactions in each of those bands for each of the council wards for the whole of England and Wales. And then what I did was the summary of that data. You can see where I've highlighted these ones here, and then generated a graph here, and then I've then amended those graphs, and those are the slides we're now going to look at. Then just to go here, and the shout out for this, UK prices from the year you were born to today, and this is loveproperty.com, and 63 President Kennedy. You can see a house would cost you on average £2,840 in 1963, which is the equivalent of £60,000 in today's money. And then you go through, there's the Beatles in 1964. I was born in 1964, where the average house price was £3,104, which is £64,327 in today's money. Protests of the Vietnam War, 1966. Is that Jane Fonda? So the average house price then was 3,542. So the link to this will be in the description along with the PDF, which then links to this. And what I've done with the slides I'm going to show you is I've started at actually just a point on here. This Margaret Thatcher was elected in 1979, and then the right to buy was introduced, and the affordable housing stock in local authority ownership was sold off, which is part of the contributory factor, not replacing that actually accelerated at what I'm calling the year 2K bug, and the pulling up of the housing ladder for the bottom 50 rungs. So 87, 88, 89, 1990, and I start at 1995. So that's here. There's the O.J. Simpson. He was acquitted. Interesting, really, seeing that Johnny Depp won his case the other day, didn't he? In 2022, for many people, certainly in internet land, will be defined by the billions and billions of people that were following that. So house prices averaged £51,245 in 1995, which is around £100,748 in today's money. 1996, Dolly the sheep, that's the first cloned sheep. Princess Diana dies in 1997. But what I did is I've taken those average things out and put them in my slides. So if we just go back to that slide here, this is the first one. This sentence here has come from that 1995 slide here, this bit down here. So that's the where are we? Yes, so 1995 is the date of the slide. These are the bands that I explained previously. This is the average price at 1995 prices, and this is the inflation adjusted figure. And then what I've done is you can see how the bands go. This band here, 40 to 50,000 pounds, is the largest volume of transactions. That's 100,000 properties, that's 150,000. So we're in there, about 130,000 properties were sold in this band. And so the average of the price obviously is a weighting across this whole curve here. You can, as we go through the slides, you'll see how this weighting shifts to the right, which is the increase in prices. And the other thing to keep an eye on is the volume of transactions, which is an indication of the depth of activity in the market, so how solid a new price level may be. Now, There are lots of factors that actually feed into house prices, which is something I've been discussing with Ranjan, and we'll be putting out another video on that in the next few days. But so there's 1995 house prices average. There we are. So 95. Then as the slides go through, you can see this arrow. It's like a rev counter almost, and it's starting to tick up as the next band up comes up almost level. The activity is just over 150,000 in each of those, so that's gone. That's a lot more activity across both ranges, and there's house price inflation there. So, but that's basically that's 2% from 95 to 96. So prices rose a little. So, but you can see the curve already starts to be pulled in this direction. 1997, average UK home sold 59,000, a pretty significant rise. That's equivalent to 110,000 now. So that's gone from 53,000, so £6,000. So it's over 10% between 96 and 97, and then so equivalent to 110,000 now. So that's 6,000 on 100,000. So it's about 7.5% in today's money. It was about 11% in the money of the time. So 1998 rising again to 65,000, 117,000, and you can see the arrow is moving round. 1999 hitting an average 71,000. You can see the volume of 150,000 is now firmly in this orange band, which is beginning to dominate the blue band where we started off, if you remember, up here. So bear that in mind as we work through. And when we come to a few of the sort of the crunch points in all of this, you can see how the volume and the dominant activity, how it's pulling the whole of this curve to the right, and the average price is going up, and the activity in the more affordable end of the market drops right back. And at Homatics, this is what our Homatics dashboard system and our the various bond issues that we're doing to fund affordable house building, land purchase, building procurement, etc. And then obviously mortgages for our customers. So 1999 hit an average 71,000. And then this is a curious thing here. The market begins to split into two groups. And in 2000, that becomes very pronounced. So you've got this, there is a drop off in volumes. So it was above 150,000 here. This is down 125,000. That's quite a significant drop. But these two peaks emerge. One in the 50 to 60,000 band and one in the 120 to 150,000 band, and the average is more or less bang in the middle, 80,000, and 138,000 in today's terms. So 138,000 from 126, so that's basically 12,000. It's 10% in today's money, and it was over 10% in the money of the time, and these two peaks, what I think that is there was a recession. This is the year 2K bug, which is why I sort of use that as my analogy, because what I think this represents is the leaving behind and the widening of the north-south divide in the United Kingdom, and London particularly, and the southeast and the rest of the country, and as this part of the curve begins to dominate, it accelerates the erosion of affordable purchasing opportunities. and the mortgage lending figures and all the rest of it bear this out. So by 2001, this peak drops back really slowly at this, where we had the core of the market for the average of the market, and it really does leap. As I say, I think at the beginning of the millennium, the year 2K bug forced an acceleration of that. So 2002 rocketed drastically again to an average of 106,000 or 177,000 today. So there's 106. So 88 to 106, that is a huge increase. 150 in current money to 177. So 27,000 on 150,000, it is a lot. And you can see this peak then begins to dominate. That's that acceleration there. In terms of volumes, under 150,000 to well over 150,000, approaching 200,000. And behind this figure here, I've actually put that on amber, because that is that's such a big jump. Amber again here, 2003. You can see this band 150 to 200 takes over. The volumes are above 200,000 in that band. The lower band, and then the band the other side of it, 200 to 300,000. That's a big chunk of the market there, and it's leaving behind, both in terms of the volume and the lower amounts. So you can see how the pull in that direction is really significant. 2004, prices climbed significantly again, and didn't they? 148,658 in the money of the day. 127, so that's 20,000 on 127. That's a seventh, which is 13-14%. That's a big increase. In today's money, 233, 205, 30,000 on 200,000. Again, it's not to be sniffed at. Then 2005, UK houses sold 156 to 238, and you can see the rev counter has gone from over here to over here, and this, here we are, creeping up on the rails, is this band here, 200 to 300,000, with volumes above 200,000, and these are exceptional volumes of transactions. 2006, house prices claimed a gain. Okay, and it's hardly surprising. Look at the volumes: 300,000 in the 150 to 200,000 pound band, and just shy of 300,000 in this band here. Again, and then these bands are just falling away. It's significant. Then 2007. UK's prices, they've risen to 181,000, and you can see the volumes, sales volume. I'm calling this the global financial crisis boom, and 200 to 300,000 band becomes dominant, up around 300,000. You can see the blue band, the 150 to 200,000, has dropped back shy of 300,000, but the momentum is still going that way. You can see the rev counter is all the way over here to the right now, and then bang, volumes drop right back to under 150,000. The dominant band of value is still this higher band of value, but the market weakens, and then we get a fall back in the average from 168,974 to 156,512. And here we go, sales volume, global financial crisis bust. Volumes drastically down across the board. At the affordable end, there's almost nothing going on. And 2010 is a pretty much, well, it's gone up a bit, but the volumes remain low, and the dominant market is here, 200 to 300,000, which, you know, that is not, that's an average, remember, and so it's simply to describe that as for a UK wide average as affordable really doesn't stack up. Two average incomes of £25,000 per annum gives a joint income of about 50,000, and on old multiples you'd say 3.5 times that, so that's say 180,000. If you do 5 times you get 250,000, and so an affordable home you know needs to be, well, it really needs to be less than that for most people, and somewhere in this 150 to 200,000 band, you know, maybe the 100 to 150, this band here, these three, and they're dropping back. Now if we just look at the volumes here, I mean, these graphs really do speak for themselves. But you can see the speedometer has come back there. It was flat over here, and yeah, flat over here, and there it is there, the 2007 peak, with the sales volumes as I pointed out. So moving on then, there's a bust, and then we have the market sort of stagnating, recovering slightly, getting its breath back. 2011, there were a lot of repossessions and what have you that started happening in 2010, 2011, 2012, something that is not often talked about. See, the volumes remain very low. 2012, you know, low volumes again with this peak dominating. 2013, volumes start to recover, and you know, the average price is beginning to edge up again. 197 now, 197 today, 205 today, 216 today, so it's still down from there. 214 today, at the peak 230, 257. So if we just get back to this 2012, it's way below that. 2013, it's way below that. It gets over the 200,000 mark, volumes up at 200,000. They're shy of 200,000 there, and then 2015, we're back across here, with this band leading the charge, and the affordable sectors withering on the vine, as I say. 2016, you've got high volumes in this sector, nothing like previous volumes on the other side of that, and 2017, again, you've got volumes in this band, over 200,000 homes sold. And then 2018, in today's money, the price is still lower than the peak, and the volumes are encouraged. 2019, it's fallen back a bit, and then 2020, we come into the period of the last couple of years where there were just anomalies all over the place. You know, volumes are shy of 200,000, but they're in this band here again. 2021, the average price is up to 240, 269. from 223. That's a very big increase. But again, look where the activity is. It's still the top half of the property ladder. The people on the top half and the people who fund that have pulled up the ladder on the bottom half. There's no other way of explaining that. So here we are in 2022. So far, the average price has been 278,000, which is up a lot. It's this band again, this skewing of the and the pull to the right, so the average UK price 2,078 in March 2022, 24,000 higher than this time last year, and then we're back to where we started with this this link here, and then you can see there, that's what I've just showed you. There's the peak there, and that is what the video shows. So I'm just going to, for the purposes of, I'm going to finish the show here. Driven by you. So thanks for watching. Just get my screen back here. What have I done with it? Here we go. There it is. And here we are. Thanks for watching.